Stop. I just finished reading that One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I'm so used to reading books with like multiple storylines going through it, and this one has just one. I would think it was just one storyline going through it. What a difference. It was slow, but not slow. I don't know how to explain it. It didn't have the depth, but it didn't have the confusion of other stories I've read, if that makes sense. There were layers to it, but there wasn't added storylines or I'm not sure how to explain it. There is another book in the series, so I'll be reading that. It's funny because right now I'm using my phone to record this, but I bought that, what's it called? The is it Insta 360 or something? I don't know. I have a new camera that I bought that I can wear one of those little magnet clips, and then I'll be able to get a better recording of my knitting and stuff like that. So that way, when I get those little texts that say, how do you do this again? Then I can make a nice video and put it up so that it could be used as a reference point. Because even I forget sometimes. I need a little reminder on how to do certain stitches or things like that, things of that nature. Because I think over time you adapt, like the slip knit, I adapted it differently. And then I kind of lost my grounding of what it was actually supposed to be doing, or what my, what the movements were actually entailing, if that makes sense. You get accustomed to doing it, and then you kind of, as time goes on, you change it. It evolves into your own stitch, and then you need a refresher of what it's supposed to be. That's how my crochet started. My mom taught me, and she had given me all these different scraps and made a blanket, and my grandmother tried to impart her knowledge and say that, you gotta block it, but it was because I wasn't making the chain at the end of the row, and it was all what I adapted as a single crochet stitch, and so it was getting smaller, and then sometimes I would add a stitch by accident. But it turns out when I was showing my mom what I was doing, this was before the time of like internet where you could just look at a video. I showed my mom what I was doing, and she was like, I don't even know what you're doing. That's not how I taught you to crochet. And so I would get different magazines and books and try to figure it out, what the actual stitch was, through diagrams and drawings and stuff like it, things like that nature, to figure out where to put the hook. And now it's just so much easier. We could just pull up so many different videos and figure it out. So that's my morning musing. I'm still working on the rye sock. And I have you propped on the rim of a baseball cap. So I don't even know if this is, that's my dog sniffing. I don't even know if this is capturing the knitting, because it's slipped down a little bit now. The camera slipped. So as soon as I get to the end of this row, I'll give it a look and see. But if there's any stitches or things that it would be nice to have a video example to clear things up or to reference at a later point, let me know if there's something that you'd like to see. And I'll put a video up for it. I did used to do the Mask Monday, like back in 2020. And I had a series of how to make a sock. I think I might show how to make a sock again. It's not like reinventing the wheel, you know, it's just, did I say that phrase right? I don't know. I would not be reinventing the wheel. I'd just be showing. But I had made a baby sock when I was doing that video so that it would go quicker. So if there's interest, but you know what? I'm actually interested in doing that again, so maybe I will just do it. And if you have need of it, you are welcome to look at it. I think I had said at the end of the last row I was going to stop doing this, but I just kept going. This is the Rye Sock by Tin Can Knits. Doing it on a size 0 needle, magic loop style. Which basically means I have the tails coming out from either side of the join of where the instep and the sole are. So like, I don't know if you can see that. And then I turn it. The yarn always comes from the back when I'm knitting. And then I'll just pull this out, and then I'll have tails on either side. I don't even know if you can see that. I bought it because of these colors, because when they twist up the hank, you don't see all the colors that are in it. So I bought it for this. It barely shows. But here's the other sock. So when I started, I was like, after I balled it up, I was like, what? This is not the colors I wanted. It's unique yarn, it's called. But it's not, it's spelled differently. It's the letter U and then N-E-E-K. By the time I got to the toe, those were the colors I wanted. I did the medium size.